Hey, what's up, everybody? I saw a few of you guys hiding out in the comments already, trying to say hello. So you guys are stuck with just me this evening. I think everybody else was out this evening and no one else was here. So you are just having the Walsh show tonight. So unfortunate for you all that hate me, you're stuck with me. No, I'm just kidding. So looking at everybody here, I want to say thanks to some people who have shown up. So Jacob Needham, welcome to see you. Yeah, you're still a little bit early. Everyone was in here a little bit early. I was making some coffee, so I'm all set and ready, running everything right now. Misfit, always good to see you, man. I don't know if you caught some of our recent videos. I was also doing some Mantis training today just for you. I was killing it too. I was getting like 97s and 98s. All right. So this week, I kind of want to bring up, if you guys have some questions. So I decided to set things up, and I gotta figure out something to fix those lights over there. There's a reflection off the TV. So yeah, trying to set up a little bit more fancy so it looks a little more professional. I was on the Ralph's P80 channel. Tactical Considerations always had that really cool background, so I want to have a cooler little setup. So if this is cool, let me know. If it looks stupid, let me know too. What do you mean that was some solid shooting? You gotta tell me what you mean. So what's funny is that was actually when I was shooting the headset video. That was the one where I was testing all the different active hearing protection headsets, and that was the only time I'd actually gone out shooting in like the last period. I was like, I'm gonna go shoot like 5 rounds, just like see how things are going, and then I shot like 5 more, and then I shot like 5 more, and I was shooting like half the day. I was like, man, I just shot like 100 rounds. I just wasted these, but I was having a good time with it. So yeah, let me know what you mean solid shooting. It was I don't know if it's that good. I don't know if it's that good at shooting. I was just practicing. Like the biggest thing I was working on, and I didn't really explain it in that video, was just shooting, but then waiting and kind of seeing where like the red dot would flick to, like if it would flick upwards or downwards, to the left or to the right, so that I could put the appropriate pressures on the different sides of the pistol so I could just get a consistent rise and fall. So that's kind of all I was doing. Oh, you're talking about the one for today. Yeah, so yeah, that was the ones I did today. I was thinking of you. I was like, man, I better get some training reps in. And I was shooting like 97s and 98s. So I was like, dang, like this is awesome. I'm loving it. So let me look at some of the videos that we did this week. Sorry, my brain is fried because I've been working heavily on the Aglight K19 video. I'm super stoked on that. I'm going to start doing all of the recording tomorrow. I have all of my stuff I'm going to say about it kind of done. So if you have questions about it, I did want to let everybody know that I do have the version 1 and the version 2. So when I do the Aglight K19 video, it's going to show both the version 1 and the changes to the version. Oh, you want to do Baldr S pros and cons? Okay, I'll do that. So when we do the K19, it'll show the version 1, the version 2, and then kind of how you can, what you may need to get the version 1 if you already own a K19, what you would need to add to it or do to it to make it be as functional as the version 2. But if you're just looking to buy one now, you end up with the version 2 anyway, so it won't make a big of a difference. Oh, Misfit, you gotta tell me when you get your Axel belt in. I think you're gonna absolutely love it. People try to show me all these other belts, and I'm like, I'm just so sold on the Axel. Because it's like the CHLK, but just done correctly. Like on the CHLK, it has like those 2 connection points, and one of them would just keep failing, where the Axle has those 2 pieces that slide in. I'm curious though, if I have a good bit of extra like material on mine. I'm thinking about trimming some of the extra Tegris off because it's a little bit extreme. I don't need that much more extra that goes all the way over. It almost hits my holster, like the holster plate, like that's how far over it's going. So I may not need quite that much. Yeah, Zachary, you missed it. We're talking about how I'm working on my new fancy background. I have a small issue I got to fix. I got to get I can't figure this out, the light from reflecting off the TV somehow. But yeah, otherwise, it's fairly fancy. We're doing all kinds of cool stuff. All right, but going backwards, Aaron Riviera. So we'll go back to this. So talking about the Baldr S. I kind of want to bring this up right now because I have one right here in front of me. And this light is still on sale. Sorry, skipping. I don't like how the bottom of the belt. It's not an issue. So Zachary's saying he doesn't like how the bottom of the Axle Eclipse belt isn't covered in fabric. It's not that big of an issue. You'd think it would be. It doesn't cut into you. It doesn't really cause any issues just because it kind of sits off the body already. I don't know. Your mileage may vary. Let me know if you've already used it and tried it out. Very hairy baloney. What up, buddy? Good to see everybody joining in. Sorry, Aaron. I'm kind of all over the place. Baldr S. This has made me really happy. The biggest thing I talked about in my review are those 2 set screws. So a lot of you guys keep interrupting me, but I'm reading the comments. A lot of the people complained about when they would use this, that when they'd actually connect it up, the QD would kind of wobble a little bit. And it was actually going to be one of my negatives in the Baldr RL video, but I didn't put it in there because I actually tested it. And when I would shine the actual laser and then try to wobble it, it was like a 1 inch, like it would like wobble like 1 inch at 25 yards. So it really didn't make much of a difference. So I didn't mention it back then, but it was added on there in the Baldr RL. I just missed it. And in this one. So you can space your Baldr S and then lock it down. And not only that, I mean, you guys let me know if there's a different light out there. It's the only one I know of that has, it's a pistol EDC light that can fit a subcompact, and it has 2 light modes. If there's more than one out there, let me know. Again, these are on sale. I think there's a link in the description of the live we're talking right now where you can get it on sale, and any purchase you use from those links sends a little bit of love to our channel, helps support us. I'm not kidding around when I don't have a negative for this. I'm probably going to sell a good bit of my other Baldr lights because this one is so much more substantial. With the 100 lumen mode, it can just last forever, and it has lasers, and it has 2 light modes. Like, it has the locking QD. I was even stumbled within the video to make a negative. So if you're looking for a good weapon light, this is a fantastic choice. I'm even working with HCM holsters. He had to leave just a little bit before this. That I'm getting some of my holsters just changed out so they work with this. There's no point in not using these. If I have like a PL2 Mini, I may as well set it up to run with this. Not really a huge advantage with the PL2 Mini. The weight's the same. I mean, I got no negatives, and I've been running a TLR 7A that I've been trying out, and I have not been happy with that. Pretty much all the negatives, 'cause I flip out a lot of pieces a lot. So I'm changing out lights, I'm changing out modules, I'm changing out grips and doing all this stuff. And every single time I got to go run around and find a penny. Like, I got to find a penny because that's how you have to remove it. And then I'll want to go put it on my subcompact, but it doesn't fit the subcompact. So I got that TLR 1A, TLR 7A that just, it's really not making me happy. It's just a light that turns on, and I know Olight sometimes catches a lot of grief, but this is substantially better in every possible way from that TLR 7A. So I don't know why there would be any more clout for that stream light over this one, which works a ton better. So anyway, that is my rant on the Baldr S. If you have questions more specifically on that. Very hairy. Does the Baldr S fit a Gen 3 Glock 27? I'd have to double check, but I did test this on my P320 subcompact grip, like the smallest one I have, and it still fits perfectly. The question is whether or not the holsters would still fit if you have like a Baldr mini profile. I noticed Ralph over at the P80 channel had an issue because the actual light stuck out a little bit further than his previous one, so that caused some holster issues. But because mine fits inside of the barrel and frame of the gun, it doesn't make any sort of issue at all. So it'll still fit those Baldr mini holster profiles. It should fit just fine. If you can fit a PL2 mini, this is the same. Like, it's the same mount. It may just stick out a little bit further, and you may need a special holster profile. Depends on the pistol. I did not need any special ones. Yep. So Misfit says the Baldr S seems like a good option for a home defense PCC. I like the laser for easy use. And that's the thing that I think is so crazy about this is if you don't like it, just don't use it. Like, reality, like I like the light and laser because I can use it if I want to, but I don't have to. You can use, if you transition from indoors to outdoors, you can switch to the 100 lumen to the 800 lumen mode, or vice versa. You come inside, you don't really want 800 lumens just blasting yourself. So you don't get that in any of the others I'm looking at. I even have a TLR9 coming in, a Streamlight TLR9 coming in for the Staccato P, and that same is just locked in at 1 brightness. It's just like 1,000. You get 1,000 all the time. And that's not even really that ideal. Like, this is a way better light, like you talked about, for EDC use. You don't know what exact situation you're going to come into. You may need more light. You may need less. You may need a laser. Kind of like we talked about, like Misfit. I know he's a very good shooter. So the tricky part for him, he may just want the laser to be like, hey, I'm going to have to take this stupidly weird shot that I haven't trained for, I haven't worked myself into, and is not muscle memory. Where am I shooting? And I need to know where that spot is quickly. I just use the laser. Like, that's what the advantages for the laser. But, don't think you're like, I'm going to use a laser, I'm going to be able to shoot accurately out to like 50 yards. Like, I mean, if you zero the laser to that, you can, but that would be weird. So I'm a big fan. Harry, check and see if the PL2 Mini works. This is fantastic. I'm not even joking when I'm saying I'm going to flip out all my other ones. I have a lot of Olights, and I was kind of like, yeah, the Baldr Mini's cool. Yeah, the Baldr RL's cool. They're all cool. Like, they work well. This is different. Like, this is it's whatever you want. You want to just use the light? Just use the light. If you want to just use a laser, use the laser. And it all recharges. It's a rechargeable battery. One of the commenters did mention something that you may want to think about. You can't change this battery. So 3, 4, 5 years from now, this battery will eventually die. Interestingly, though, my PL2 Mini Valkyrie, it started before the channel started, still isn't dead. Like, that battery's still going strong. So, yeah, 3, 4 years from now, you'd probably have to replace it if you used it extensively and recharged it a bunch, because the actual battery internally would die. But then, whatever. The amount of money you'd save on batteries would probably offset getting another one, because I had to get like 10,000 Streamlight batteries just to use this. So, Harry, check and see if it fits. Your PL2 Mini fits, but then I highly recommend this. And it's got a good bit of weight, too. People don't think about that. That helps you to keep your muzzle down. So if you're trying to fight some muzzle rise, you can put a little bit heavier of a light on the front end, like as far out front as it'll go, and it'll keep the front end of the pistol from going up. Particularly useful on subcompacts or lighter guns that can be really snappy already as they are. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'm a bit of a rant on that one. I got a question from Padilla. Sorry for changing the subject, but what's this I hear about you selling a really nice painted rifle, a 6.5 Creedmoor? I'm sure that Joe sent you over here. Yeah, so I think I have to spend the rest of my life trying to find out how to get that rifle back, because otherwise I have to hear from Joe for the rest of my life about all the life mistakes I have made. So that is it was a fairly good rifle, but it was a really nice paint job. I think that's what Joe's the most angry about. Like, it was a PSA 6.5. It's still nice. Is what I learned on. I probably to this day you probably can't shoot better than that rifle shoots, actually. But the paint job on it was just awesome. And Joe, he spent a lot of time. He was kind of like a little surprise for me. A little surprise for you all. I heard word. Is this working? Let me see if this is working. Yes, I heard word that the Staccato P we are working to secure is on its way. So hopefully, between everything else we're doing, I will be able to show that to you soon. The Ghost of Joe, you better never sell it. Yeah, I'm telling you guys. So Misfit's saying the Ghost of Joe still haunts us. You better never sell a rifle Joe paint. That's the truth. So if you get one done by him, if like you happen to meet up with him, and he usually, we only really do them locally right now just because of all the pain of everything. But he'll do one for you, and you better never ever sell it. Oh. Yeah. So yeah, he knows for sure. Saying hi to CR in Jersey. Good to see you. I know we've been talking a bunch this week over on YouTube and on Instagram. So hey, everybody. Zachary, if you know more about this Staccato, let me know. So interestingly, I know we kind of talked a little about the story, but I was talking about buying another pistol, and I was looking at the Walther PDP and a couple others, and Joe was just like, you should get a 2011. I was like, haha, that's funny. And I like stewed on it for like 10 seconds. I was like, Yeah, that would be awesome, actually. So the idea behind it is I would love to go out and shoot it and kind of show some first impressions, but like my like end goal would be to take some brand new shooters, people who have never shot before, let them shoot like my P320, and then let them shoot the 2011, like straight out the gate. Let them see what they think, see what a new shooter does with those different level of firearms. So I don't know. It would be fun to play around with, or have someone who's never ever shot a 2011 and then just run it. Misfit says, Staccato has been pushing hard on social media. I would love to see what you think. Yeah, I was talking to another guy on Instagram today when I was showing some of the Staccato pictures, and he had mentioned that he went out to some training, and there were some guys who were shooting the full size versions, and I think those are like the crazy $4,000 or $5,000 ones. I'm not that fancy. We're just going to do the Staccato P. And they were saying they were having some issues. Every time they would run a drill, the guns wouldn't cycle. And I guess they were running like 114 grain, and those big old slides and everything else just weren't cycling properly, and they're having malfunction after malfunction. So obviously, if you have a pistol with a full-size slide and those things, you need to know what ammo runs with it, what does not. Larger frames have trouble running with these smaller grains. These are obvious things, but sometimes people need to know it. Oh, you never shot one. Am I bringing the ammo? If we can find the ammo, I'll buy it. Let me put it that way. Like, I guess I just need to find a place to stock up on it. I have a good bit right now, but not as much as I'd like. I have enough for myself, not enough to do all these reviews for you all. I do have one exciting one. So I'm gonna put the 509T. I've been sitting on this for way too long. I'm gonna put this on the Staccato P also, but before I do that, I want to do a side-by-side review with the 507C. So I may bump whatever's next on the schedule with the after the K19 and run a side-by-side. So I have another P320 slide that's optics cut for an RMR, so it'll run this. So you can actually see, if we put them side-by-side, the different heights and differences between the 507C and the 509T, and we could run some really similar setups just to kind of see how they compare. Instead of looking at them as individual objects, we could look at them very similarly on very similar setups. So that's my plan. Do the Olight K19 and then do the 507C and go from there. Yeah, it should be cool. But Mac computer, I don't got no Macintosh over here. I'm a grown up. I got no Macintoshes. That's just some horrible reflection I got in the background. We'll work on that. I'll get that all cleaned up and we'll get it fancy. I think Misfit or someone was saying I'm sitting in my study. Like it's the same basement I'm always in. It just looks fancy. It's the same one as always that just has junk everywhere. It's just plate carriers and whatnots all over the place. So the other one, obviously, give me any questions you may have. Oh, you meant it's not that bad, is it? I guess we'll see. I can see there. When I look at it, I almost want to play like that sound, that old Macintosh sound plays in my head, that doo 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 doo. It's like Commodore sound. We'll see. We'll see how it does. I will say, even taken out of the box, the optic does look a little bit different. So I think that's worth noting. It's not as clean and crisp as the 507, but I think that's what happens when you get a closed emitter. I think that's just part of it. Yeah. Ooh, okay, I could do that. That would be a great review. I'd like to see a 507C versus 509T reaction in the rain. I could do something like that. That's easy to do. And then I could also add to that same thing. It's super muggy out. So if I go from inside where it's cold outside, they'll just immediately fog over too. So we could see how that works too when they fog up or whatever. You get moisture all over them. I'll do that. So then we'll set them up. We'll test them. We'll look at them side by side, and then we'll do some tests and see what happens when you get water near them or get moisture or whatever else. Perfect. Harry, what do you got? Harry says, my HRT Maximus came in last week waiting for the Molly adapter. LARPing season just got funner. It never stops. So what's funny is you're gonna get your first placard adapter, and then you realize you're gonna need more placard adapters for different stuff and set up something else, and then you need a different carrier for this other made up scenario you thought up in your head, and then now you got 2 carriers, and if you got 2 carriers, then you need more placards, and then you need 2 belts, and then you end up with some crazy setup like me, and you got like 8 million belts and don't have anything. I need everybody to come over. Everybody just comes over and just grab plate carriers and belts and whatever you want and whatnots and just go dance around in the yard. Someone was asking me, they were asking me on Reddit, they're like, hey, are you hiring? I'm like, yeah. Like, no. I was like, no, I wish. But if I was hiring, we could definitely go out and mow my lawn. Like we could get some work done around this house. Here he says, I have fire discipline. I do not at all. Particularly when, and this is something I may want to share with you guys later, like how you would ever want to start your own YouTube channel. And I think that's something fun to see, like kind of how to do the editing and how to do that. If there's something you guys would ever want to see, let me know. I know I'd love to watch some of you guys do your own thing. And it's interesting when you already have like 4 belts and you're like, hey, would you check this belt out? And you're like, I don't, fine. Like, fine. Everybody wants to see it. Fine. We're going to do more. We'll do more. Oh, then you wind up, that's around the corner. If you really want to see it, I'll grab it. But yeah, then you end up with the multicam basement setup. I really love the way that Cry SPC turned out. I put a picture of it up today on Instagram with the Haley hitchhike and the Eagle Ergo. I can't wait to show you this stuff in a review. But I know you guys have heard me bitch before about how much I hate the idea, and Joe bitches about it, that you don't want to have a pack on your back that you can't take off, right? So you're like, why am I going to put a backpack on my back that I can't get to and pray that somebody else, what am I carrying around somebody else's Lunchables? Like what's the point in this? So what's really cool on the hitchhike is it has clips that integrate into the Swift clips for a placard. And then it has another set of clips that are down on the side for your cummerbund. So you could disconnect the side cummerbund clips, flip it over your head, and you can access it, or you could just disconnect it from the chest and then take the whole thing off. So just that fast, you can access or remove your flat pack or whatever rear bag you're using. Super awesome. It actually makes the packs way more usable. Yeah, y'all are gonna be mad at me though, because I am probably the biggest bitcher and complainer about proprietary back connections for different random things. But the K19, they nail an awesome setup that actually works. So I'm going to go against my own thing and be like, it's proprietary and I hate it, but I love it at the same time, and everyone should do it. All right. What I don't know what we're talking about. I've lost track of what we're talking about. Remind me what we're talking about. Misfit, I finally got my Aero AR-10. I go, now I need a placard. Oh, there we go. Hey, what up, Joe?
Hey, what up? Long time no see, bro.
Hey, what up, buddy? He saw me struggling on my own.
Yeah, I did.
Like, Walsh, he'll be all right. He can do it, buddy. He could use a buddy.
I did.
Yeah, well, it's good to see you, man. How's the training and everything going? We're gonna make everybody mad. We're gonna go off top. So full disclosure, guys, I haven't seen Joe or talked to Joe. Oh, maybe we played some PlayStation together in like a couple weeks ago, but that's been about it.
Yeah, 6 weeks.
Yeah, so it's been a minute. So how's your training stuff going? We were bragging to them last week, either last week or 2 weeks ago, about how you were just murdering it out on the range.
Yeah, man, I'm trying. So the whole RMR is new to me. A Glock is new to me. I kind of don't want to admit that, but I'm actually doing really well with the Glock Gen 5. So all that crap that I talked about Glock in the past, I kind of got to eat a little bit of crow, because the Gen 5, the grip angle actually fits my hand. So Glock have done some great things for the grip angles, and I'm actually excited to be shooting the Glock,
I just loved it whenever you'd be like just murdering it with the red dot. And for the longest, you're like, Walsh, I really love irons. Like, I'm not really digging the red dot. And I'm just like, dude, I'm telling you, it's amazing. And then you go out there and just murder it with the red dot. I'm like,
yeah. So for any of the viewers, I mean, like we've always said, right? We're average, everyday people. I don't have unlimited funds or unlimited access to anything. And the only pistol red dots that I've had that I owned and shot really was on my CZ. and I knocked out the rear sight, and I put one of those big plates on top of the slide, and then put the red dot on top of that. And it was so hard to get the sight picture and get the red dot that I wouldn't say I'm giving up on it, but I'm getting really frustrated because it's a good inch higher than what your sights would be. So having a slide that's actually milled for an RMR did change my mind. I'm not gonna lie, it changed my mind, and that brings up a good point, Walsh. The ride-on that I reviewed, and I didn't like it on the Hellcat because it took up my rear sights. Right? I said, you know what? I have this ride-on. I didn't really give it a fair shake. I didn't go shoot it or anything. I just didn't like the way it fit on the gun. So I'm like, not for me. I'm not going to use it. So I took the slide off of my Springfield Armory, my Mod 2 9mm, and it's being milled right now to fit that optic. So
that's the RMSC, the RMSC cut.
The Tactic.
Oh,
yeah, it's like the shield. The shield cut. It's a micro. Yeah, it's a micro. Yep. So I'm having it cut for that. I bought tall sights for it, suppressor sights for it. So as soon as I get that in and get some time, then I'll be able to do another review and another video on the ride-on, Tactic, whatever it is.
I would even love for you to even just hear like why you swap from irons to red dot. Cause like I kind of started when I was training with you, I kind of started red dot. So I never really like flipped over, and it was the two planes that kind of just made me get annoyed. And I'm like, the red dot's just so much easier. I would love to hear like just your own one. Like, this is what I found easier coming from someone who's well-trained and like had years of experience with irons than flipping over to a red dot.
Yeah. So for our viewers, I spent 20 years in the military, and I was shooting before the military, iron sights only. In my agency in the military, they actually do not allow optics on pistols. Even on our personal ones, if we want to carry underneath their umbrella, we couldn't have a red dot. And I'll tell you right now, anybody that has a shot with it, the biggest difference is sight picture. So instead of focusing on the front sight and closing one eye, I mean, yes, you can train it. I've trained it into myself where I could keep both eyes open. But if I'm trying to go fast, I close an eye. But going from that to looking at the target instead of the front sight.
That's what we talked about.
That's it. That's the win. Right there.
I told you, I was like, even if they're focused, just be target focused the whole time.
Yep. Even if they're the same exact speed, the same exact accuracy, the same exact everything, I would still go with a red dot right now. And that's not because of new and exciting. That's honest. Just looking at myself and reassessing and saying, do you know what? Stop being the old guy that won't buy, a smartphone or something like that, and get with the program. So I'm fully on board. I love it. I'm paying hundreds of dollars to have a slide milled and suppressor sights put on it just so I can put a red dot on my everyday carry. My EDC.
I think that's the best part is like, not only do you like it, but we also we're having like long, in-depth conversations about which one you're putting it on, which optic you're going to run, everything. And you're like, and I'm going to go spend the money. Like he's committed. He's seen the light. He's seen the magic. So Joe, a bunch of guys are saying hi to you though. Misfit Army said, dude, Joe, how you been?
Tired, bro. Tired.
Yeah.
I'm retiring. I don't want to go too far into it. I'm retiring from the military, and I went on leave on the 13th. What went that month? April, May, June,
July. Where would we see you? I saw you like June. The 12th. Yeah, June. Yeah.
June. I went on leave June 13th, and I started my new job June 14th. My new job, local law enforcement. That far, I'll go into it, but it's a full academy. So I'm 38 years old, trying to keep up with a bunch of 20-year-olds, and they are. Our class is super energetic. They're super into it. So I'm just getting beat up, and
I'm older.
I'm doing 2-a-days to try to keep up. I'm getting up and running every morning. So my day going from getting up at 4:30 in the morning, I run, I come back, I go to work, work the entire day. We'll spend 8 hours in the mat room beating the heck out of each other. After that, I go into the gym and I lift for about an hour, come home, make my dinner, do my laundry, because we have to do laundry every night. It's a long story. By that time, it's 9:30 and I'm in bed because I'm old. So Yeah. I'm working. I don't know what you would consider that. 16-hour days. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm working 16-hour day, getting paid for 8 of them.
So and can I share your shark shirt?
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
So Joe has this. He always shows me this shark shirt, and he's like, "Walsh, I'm so close to my shark shirt." And I'm like, "Bro, what is this random shark shirt?" He's like, I saw this shirt, and I told myself if I hit my fitness goal, I can go buy this shirt." So have we?
Yep.
Have we bought the shirt yet?
No, we haven't bought the shirt. So,
okay, so we're close.
Because I'm lifting also, I'm replacing the weight with that I'm losing. So I'm losing fat but gaining muscle. But today with my lowest weight yet, and I'm down to 203.8. I told myself if I get to 200, I get to buy my shirts. I'm a nerd, guys. I watched Shark Week. I saw a shirt on Shark Week. I really liked it. I don't know why. I really wanted it, but they're like $27 a shirt, and I want 2 of them. So I'm like, do you know what? If I get down to 200 pounds, I'll buy the shirts. As long as I'm under 200 pounds, I get to wear them. If I go above 200 pounds, the shirts go back into the drawer until I get back below.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Harry did want to say hi to you. He's like, "What's up, Joe?" And
What's
he
up,
said,
man?
"Joe, do you wear that mask all day?" I can confirm that he does. Yeah, it is 100%.
Yep.
So
I even shower in it.
Yeah, that is. If you didn't know, that is a 100% movie replica Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Casey Jones mask. It is not well padded. I'm wondering if Joe actually made some modifications to that. It's mostly just plastic on flesh. So usually he would complain about how uncomfortable it is.
Yep. I was upstairs. I was making my protein shake and stuff. Just got done with dinner, and I was watching you, Walsh.
Yeah, you sent Padilla to come give me crap.
Yeah. Padilla came on and gave you crap about selling the gun. Good. As long as it mentioned once every show, then I'm happy.
Ask me everyone, because I know they got that spot right above you.
All of our normal viewers, if I'm not on here, somebody has to mention that gun. Help me out. God. Pick up my slack.
No, don't do this.
We have to mention the Creedmoor.
Team Walsh, don't do that.
No. So, I have to. I'm here supporting, but I have to clean my service weapon while I'm on here. Yeah. Because I got to be in bed in an hour. Yeah, I got like 6 things to do.
I think everyone's just happy to see you. I know I'm happy to hang out with you, so I'll be chatting a little bit. Oh no, Misfit! You're Team Walsh. You've always been Team Walsh.
Thanks, buddy.
Bunch of hot garbage.
I appreciate it.
So Joe, I don't know if you got to catch. I'll just be talking a little bit while you're cleaning.
Go ahead.
Add some input as we go. I kind of want to talk a little bit more about the active hearing protection headsets that we did this week.
Oh yeah.
So like I talked about in that video, I kind of want to give you guys a window of prices and functionality where you can start at $30 or you can spend like $800 on hearing protection. Now, what are you really getting at those multiple different levels? So the ones we looked at this week, we started with the Caldwell EMAX Pros, and then we did the Walker Razor Slims, and then we did the power cords, the Caldwell power cords. I have to say, I really want you guys to like think about this. If you're doing a good amount of shooting, and this is something I had to learn too, if you're going out there for more than an hour, you really need to spend a good bit of money on some hearing protection, because I would say the majority of time when I would leave is because my brain was just getting crushed, or I'm just so uncomfortable, or they don't have a good seal and I'm getting like shell shocked inside. So Joe, remind me, which headsets do you run? I forget which ones you have.
I have the Peltors.
Oh, okay.
The 3M. The like $40 ones. I don't know what they are. They're up in my bag.
You have the Peltor 100s. Yeah.
They're like the $40 one off of Amazon.
Yeah.
And I will say I've had them for, I want to say going on like 4 years now. Really like them. Today, we've been spending 8-hour days at the range. And you get some relief, when you're reloading and stuff, you take them off. But just the other day, so I'm one of those super cool fast dudes, that you see on TV. And I put my hearing protection around my leg because it gives me a headache when I put it on my head. When you're not wearing them and you just like set them up around your hat, that gives me
when we did engine runs, we did the same thing.
That gives me a headache. So I put them around my leg, and just the other day, man, I'm walking around, we were putting up target stand. We were doing a bunch of stuff. I'm jogging with them. around my calf and stuff, and the little volume knob popped off. She gone. She gone. Like, I can still stick my finger on there and get it, and they still work. They're still functional, but that's the only problem I've had with them in 4 years of owning them. I think I already got my use out of them. I'll buy another set. I really like them. Because I watched your review, Walsh. The padding on those ones are good. Aren't you going to do a review on those ones too? You have a set, right?
I have the Peltor 300s, which are the same. They're the same almost exactly as the 100s, except I think the 300s just have like multi-directional sound. They are fantastic though. They're going to get a very good rating, because that's what I used for 99% of the entire channel. I would go out there and shoot for like 1,000 hours and just use those same ones.
I love those things, man. And the AAA battery lasts a long time. I've even left them on a couple times. Like in that class, I have old batteries in them. I left them on twice now, where they've just been in my bag all night on, and the batteries are still good to go. The wind noise, you don't hear. You know, a lot of people complain about when the wind starts picking up, all you hear is that wind noise or white noise, whatever you want to call it. The Peltor don't do that. I love my little Peltor, man.
And it's gonna be interesting when I talk about it, like what my perfect window is. We also have our perfect window, which headsets fits us best. And you guys are gonna get a little bit of future view of what I'm gonna talk about. But those Peltor 300s, prior to me running the channel where I have to be outside doing a ton of video equipment and doing a ton of things all day long with my headset on, that's perfect. Like I shot enough where I was out there for maybe an hour or 2 hours, but not like ages on ages on ages setting up video equipment. So those Peltor 300s in a normal functional capacity they're perfect. They're good to go. So you guys are going to see, I like giving you guys the ratings so you guys can say like, well, I'm really only going to the range, once every 6 months. There's no point in getting a $300 headset. Like, yeah, don't do that. That would be goofy. Like, buy those $30 ones if you're only going that much. Like, who cares? Like,
or I mean, if you're only going a couple times a year, just use foamies. Like,
just use foamies.
Yeah, don't waste your money.
I get so, and I kind of talk about this. Maybe I'm a wussy. I don't know, but I get shell shocked pretty bad if I go shoot indoors with just foamies or just over ears. Like I just I just can't think straight, and I wear double, and I'm just like, nope, I'm good. I don't know. Maybe
that's a good point. A lot of people don't wear foaming correctly, right? They kind of just go like this and squish it around, stick it in their ear. If you look at somebody and the foamy is sticking out at all, you know they're not wearing them right. You're supposed to roll them as tight as you can in your finger. You lean your head to the side, you grab your ear, you pull it up, and you stick it down inside your ear canal. It should feel like a Q-tip is in your ear.
Mm-hmm.
And then they expand. Like, most people don't even wear the foaming right, so I can see that.
Yeah.
But I love my Peltor so much that, the volume knob are kind of gonna, I guess it's gonna bother me, right? I'll keep using them for right now, but they're gonna get put in the bag as an extra set for anybody else that I go shooting with, and I'm gonna buy another set. I mean, for $40 for 4 years, that's $10 a year, and they've been amazing. And it's my fault that they broke. I mean, I'm wearing them around my calf running.
Mine don't have a knob. Mine have like an up and a down on the ear.
Oh yeah, see,
maybe ours are a little bit different.
Mine has a little turning knob, so it clicks and it goes off, and then you turn it, and it'll actually give you auditory stimulus. It'll beep. As you go up in volume. I'm old and halfway deaf, so out on the range I crank it all the way up, and I can hear the instructor. I can they're like, oh, 3 rounds center mass or whatever. They're calling out all the stuff, and you have to be able to hear them. So,
and that's one thing
they've worked amazing.
That's one thing I didn't talk about very well. Like when we start to go into the next 3, I'm going to be talking a lot more about sound quality as the prices go up. I don't know if you got to hear it very well, but the power cords were the only ones that really made it so you could hear conversation. The Walker Razors do this really weird thing where they make ambient noise super stupidly loud, and then but the actual conversation is like almost underneath the ambient noise. It like almost flips the actual way things sound. None of the other headsets do that. I just know maybe my Walkers are broken. I don't know, but it's super disorienting. I don't love it. Misfit has some too, though. Look at this. Misfit, that was a great video. I've been using my Walker razors, even though I was just talking bad about them. I did upgrade to the gel cups, which is a fantastic upgrade, by the way. I will talk about some of that too. I like the gel cups. It's just a little expensive to move to the gel cups. I also double up with the Surefire EP4s when shooting indoors. So same, and I know Zachary mentioned it down below, that shooting indoors can really disorient you. It does to me. Like I get, it's just weird because I just get disoriented or shell shocked. Like I can't focus. I'm sitting to myself, thinking to myself, like, I can't focus. Like, I can't focus. I'm really frustrated. And then I'll be like, oh, I need to go double up. I'll double up my hearing protection and be like, oh, yep, here we go. Ripping out some shots, doing whatever I need to do. So, yeah. Double up indoors.
Yeah, and protect your ears from somebody that has greatly decreased hearing in one ear. Protect your ears.
Oh, Joe, you're gonna love this question. It says, Walsh, are you a mechanic? Technically, yes. Joe would say no.
No, I wouldn't, dude. No, I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, he's a mechanic for airplanes.
Yeah. But I do always. I'll do like complicated airplane stuff, and then I'll be like, Joe, how do I do this thing? He's like, bro, it's like 2 bolts. And I'll like stress out for a week, and I'll come back to him later. I'll message him. I'll be like, Joe, that was cake. It was like 2 bolts. Yeah. He's like, I told you. Yeah. I told you for like a half hour.
Yep. So, how do I put a starter in? How do I drop the subframe? It's like it's super easy, dude.
Like, hey, I'm what was I doing? I think it was the easiest one was like the rear sway bar. It's like, I'm gonna do a rear sway. He's like, bro, just lift up the rear end and then just switch it out. I'm like, what do I gotta do? You're like, look, we've talked way more that would have taken you to just change it.
Yeah. 2 end links and 2 bushing caps, dude. That's all you need.
It'll take you longer to get the little bushing caps off the old end link than anything else.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting off topic. So yes, mechanic, fix airplanes. Yep. Used to. I have a cooler job now, but by definition, I fix airplanes.
Yeah, I mean that's still your AFSC.
Yeah,
kind of.
So Padilla says I always double up indoors. Outdoors, I use electronics. Same. I don't double up outdoors. It just doesn't really seem needed at all. I can use some crappier headsets outside, and it doesn't.
We got to give Padilla some shit because that dude is single-handedly keeping Warrior Poet Society in business. I've never seen somebody with so much Warrior Poet Society stuff. He had the shirt, the hat, a pin, like a pin, like in a hat, an actual writing pin, like a wallet. What else? What else?
Joe, I went to go look at. I was going to go get some patches for them just to kind of rep their sling. Yeah. Which I'm halfway on there. I can't wait to talk to you guys about the Warrior Poet sling. I'm halfway about it. But the patches were like $20 each, like little PVC patches.
Yeah, he has a patch on a wallet. Think about how much a wallet cost.
I spent $100 on my wallet.
I'm just messing with you, Padilla. I love you, bro.
So speaking of story from Warrior Poet Society, I ordered the sling, and I ordered a new. I wanted to get a black one of the inner EDC belt, the one we all love, the low profile inner EDC belt, and they sent me the standard one, not the inner belt with the Velcro around it, just like a regular old schmegular old belt. And so I was like, hey, cool. But
thanks. But
that's not what I wanted, and and the one I want's more expensive. So they were super cool about it. They messaged me immediately right after, and they're like, "Hey, sorry about that. We're gonna send you one out." So
that's taking care of your customer.
They were awesome. I had no way want to complain about it. I didn't even look at the belt for like a week because I was dealing with other stuff, and I was like, "Wait a minute, this is the wrong belt." So as soon as I mentioned them, they made it cool.
Good. I can't wait. I can't wait until you do that sling review because I've been telling everybody that will listen about slings for the last 3 years about the McLean sling, bro. And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. You're gonna have to convince me. I mean, you guys are the one that convinced me to buy that sling in the first place, right? But I don't think there's something on the market that's gonna beat it.
I wouldn't.
I'm so disappointed that nobody. We did a giveaway, guys. We did a giveaway for one of those slings. And all you had to do is submit a video on why you wanted that sling or why you needed that sling. That's all you had to do to enter. Guess who entered? Guess how many people entered? One person. Nope, one person. Me. I'm the only one that entered the giveaway. And I only did it to get people going.
He was mad that I didn't let him win. He was like, does that mean I win? I was like, no.
Yeah. Dude, that was a great video. I'm trying to look for it. I don't know where it went.
I think I pulled it. I think I pulled it because we had no entries. Maybe not. Maybe it's still
Aw,
there. Maybe it's
that
still
was
there.
such a great video. If you want to
I,
see me being an idiot right in this room down in my basement on why I need a sling, get
I have
Walsh to put that video back up.
I have another McLean sling. I should just send it to you. I have an extra one.
Yeah,
Nobody decided to win.
yeah.
So very hairy Baloney says, when's the video dropping of Walsh, Peltor, Sordins, etc.? Not gonna lie to you. There are some things that are just ahead of that in line. If I don't get that Agilite K19 video out, like everyone wants to see everything. I have the Cry SPC people want to see. We talk about the 509T of the Staccato. Probably a couple weeks. Not that I can't do it. I can give you a brief synopsis though. Peltor 300s are awesome. Those are fantastic. They don't cost you a bajillion dollars. You can put some gel cups in there. But then you start to get near the $160, $180 range, and now you're in Sordin range. So if you're planning on buying Peltor 300s because you're gonna shoot for a significant amount of time, and you're gonna put gel cups in them maybe later, then yeah, get the 300s. But if you're gonna do gel cups immediately and do some upgrades to them immediately, just get the Sordins and just have some absolutely bonkers ass headsets. I think the Peltors actually sound better than the Sordins. The Peltor 300s, I think, actually sound better, but the Peltors don't have sound amplification over standard hearing volume. Like it can drop it below, but the Sordins they have multi-directional and sound amplification. Peltors can only go to room sound, but they have multi-directional. It's almost baffling. You can't. Like when you put them on, it sounds so perfect. You don't even know you have headsets on. So those are wonderful. So it'll be a little bit, but I'm going to do them for you. And I'm going to try and do that same numbering convention. So if we do more hearing protection in the future, I'll be able to do that. I'll be able to do the same thing.
Yeah. And if you don't have a set for your significant other or your buddies or whatever, buy one of those cheap Peltors. I'm telling you, I don't think you can go wrong with the 40. I think they're $40 on Amazon or whatever. Unless, Walsh, you have a code for something, but
thin 10 to save on Caldwell. But I love those guys to death, but I think they're cheaper versions. Just lack some things. You get higher in price and higher in functionality. They get to be a little bit better, but they're the lower end ones. I just wouldn't recommend those. I'm with Joe.
If you want an extra set, or if you don't want to spend over $50 for a set of Ear Pro, go with the 3M, the Peltors on Amazon. I think they're $40 ish. Yep.
Yeah. So Davey says, I probably wouldn't like shooting so much if I could only shoot indoors. Same. I spent a good bit of time first training when I was training with Joe and only shooting indoors. I could shoot indoors unlimited. I pretty much had access to a ton of ammo. I could shoot it all the time. And I really only shot like once a week. Joe, too, is like, Walsh, don't go waste your ammo. Train and then validate your training at the range. So it only made sense. But even then, it wasn't exciting. It was hot. It was always just a pain. And then I got to wait to get a lane. Oh, there won't be a lane open for an hour. Yeah, it's just a real pain in the rear.
Yeah.
Misfit says, outdoors, I use my Axel in-ears for rifle shooting so I can get a good cheek weld. Let me know how you like those Axels. I didn't find myself loving the non-covering style when I was going to go shoot it. Like just those other ones that just go in your ears. I just didn't find it was a little bit less protection than I was used to, and I was getting a little bit of bite, and it was enough to like throw me off where I'm like trying to focus on the shot, and then I'm hearing the bite, and it threw me off just a little. You probably didn't see it in the video, but it was definitely throwing me off.
I'll be honest. I mean, I've heard a lot of people say that, and I know we're all built differently, but if you're squared up on your target and your cheek is on your rifle stock, you shouldn't have that big of a problem with a good cheek well, even with normal Ear Pro. But like I said, you're everybody different, right? And depend on the Ear Pro you tried.
When Joe brings up a good point, if you are over like this, you're not centered. You're way too far off to the side. And I like to shoot very much in line when I shoot long range. But Joe kind of showed me some like anatomy tricks, like he Walsh. It makes more sense where your actual shoulder like buckles over. Like put the actual rifle there, because not only am I holding, I'm pinching the buttstock here, and I'm pushing my face into it here. So then it gets locked in place in the rear. If you bring it too far underneath, there's nothing locking it left and right on your chest. It's just and then your head's not really holding it. It's just kind of resting on top. So when you come here, you're pinching the buttstock of the rifle with your shoulder, like that, the muscles here. If you don't have these muscles, do more push-ups. And then you use your chin to actually push into the rifle here. If you're way out here, either shooting long range or shooting your rifle, you're going to mess up. You're going to be at a weird angle. And your shoulder's going to throw it off, particularly shooting long range. I found myself doing that a lot. If I was out too far, I would just flinch, and then that little bit of movement way out so far does huge things downrange.
Yeah, you don't want the stock on the bony parts. You want it on the squishy parts.
Yeah,
that's what you want.
Joe yelled at me.
Yeah.
Sierra in Jersey. Yeah, he says he had many times. Sierra in Jersey says we have a pool on what you do like Tom Hanks in. Okay, next comment. I don't know what that means. It's too many words.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, I don't know. You. Yeah, okay.
Tom Hanks in Saving Private Ryan.
Okay.
Okay.
What you do like? Okay.
What you do like?
Padilla says, Joe,
maybe look like. What I look like?
Hold on. Okay, hold on. We have a pool on what? No, he's just making it worse.
No.
Anyway, Padilla says, "LOL, throw me under the bus, Joe. Don't forget the gun." Oh, you didn't tell me this story. One patch and it's $15. Thank you. Just one. He did fix that. He only has one $15 patch.
One $15 patch. No, it's great. I love that people support all the different channels, no matter if they're big or small channel. This is what the 2A community needs, especially right now. So keep doing it. Keep doing it. Everybody do it. Just liking and commenting on videos that you like, even if you're like, that wasn't my favorite video, but I liked it. Just hit the like button. That's the only way we're going to keep the channel going. And something as big as Warrior Poet Society, right? Make sure you're liking their stuff. So we appreciate it.
Yeah. And honestly, we include all these links in the things that we do, and we get a little bit of love back from these companies. And when they see your sales come from us, then they want to give us more stuff so that we can show to you. So the more you can use our stuff and support us, the more we can show you. And then we're going to give more and more stuff away to you. So we kind of try to make that cycle happen all the way down. So we love all the support. We very much thank you.
Yeah. I have like zero time. I walked you through my daily routine.
Yeah.
And somebody like Olight, right, reached out to us and said, "Hey, we're designing a mount for the Hellcat. You guys know, if you watched my video, I have an Olight on my Hellcat, but I had to remove the whatever you want to call it, the adapter out, and I just run the screws, and that's how I fit it on my Hellcat." So I'm like, "Oh, okay, I have no time to do this, but I will test it." And then they want us to give them the rights to the video, which I never do. But in order to get it out to the viewers, then I'm just going to do it.
I think it's more of a test anyway. Like we're testing it out. It's not even a review.
It's not going to be like a normal Olight video, though. I'm not running over my own gun. So
no. We'll talk more offline on that one too. Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit more in the background.
Yeah, I'm not going to shoot my own gun. So I mean, shoot it, like put it down on the ground and shoot it like I did the last Olight flashlight. But we'll see if it works. We'll see if it stays on.
Yeah. And that's something cool that they're doing too. I mean, Olight catches a lot of grief, but I'm not seeing anybody else really innovating. They're not making all these new mounts and optics and things.
Who's making a mount for one single gun?
Yeah.
For one single gun.
And they're making one for once. And they're innovating. And the other ones, like we was talking about the RMR. RMR came out in 2007. Like, oh, the RMR red dot's great. But from a decade and a half ago.
Yeah.
Like, what the world? So anyway, Harry. Oh, wait. We didn't gotta go back. Sorry, guys. We got more comments. But Padilla says, "Don't forget the gun." What's the gun story?
He has a super fancy gun. I don't even know. Warrior Poet Society selling their own Glocks, right? Like tricked out Glocks.
Oh yeah, he has the WPS.
Yeah,
I showed you that ages ago.
I will tell you that he had a problem with the trigger. There was something wrong with the trigger where he would pull it. It would go click. He would rack it, and the next time he pulled it, it wouldn't even go click. So there's a problem with that gun. He reached out to them. They gave him, Warrior Poet Society gave him the shipping label. He took it to UPS and fought with them a little bit because they're idiots. Threw it on there, sent it to them. They found the problem. They fixed the problem. They replaced, I think, the trigger bar. I'm not sure, though. They replaced it. They mailed it right back to him. That gun went out of their hands for a total of like not even 7 days, dude. Not even 5 days, I think. I think he mailed it on a Friday, and they mailed it back to him on a Tuesday or something like that. And he got it 2 days later.
That's awesome.
So that's awesome customer service. You're saying that they had awesome customer service. Those are the only two people I knew that bought anything from them. So
and like one time, like T-Rex Arms, they sent me a bunch of stuff and it just never showed up. It was like 2 months later and it never showed up. And then finally, so they sent me a replacement. And then box did show up and they're like, okay, you're going to just send us all that stuff back. And I'm like, I'm not going to be a turd about it. I'm obviously going to send it back, but like, this isn't my fault.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, Harry, patches do provide 10% accuracy, plus 10 accuracy, and same with stickers on your car. They make your car significantly faster. I know this for a fact.
Yep, 100%. But I conceal mine. All mine are in my trunk lid.
You do. It's still cool though. Yep. Albright, can I have a sling, please? Guaranteed. I will do another giveaway for a sling, and we will give one away.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to work for it.
Yeah.
Like you gotta make a video. You gotta get involved. Because I don't know where you were when we were doing the giveaway, but literally somebody could have went, I need a sling because my gun ain't got one and I wanted to have one. And you would have won. You would have won because you were the only entry.
You could be like, I want it because I like boogers. Like, well, okay, that's weird.
Yep. Well,
you win.
Well, here you go.
Here you go.
Have fun eating them green slime balls.
Yeah, interesting. CR in Jersey says, I think I need multicam basement underwear to match my Spiritus stuff. I'm gonna be quite a big fan of that multicam basement as much as it's pretty goofy. One thing real quick. I did see a video. That wasn't a video, it was a picture. I'm trying to remember where it was. Maybe it was on HRT or it was on Spiritus, where they were decked out in 100% multicam black. Like multicam black uniform, multicam black helmets, multicam black everything. And I'm going to tell you, that looked horrible. Like it just looked like they were wearing like pajama suits. Like, you know, wear like full body pajamas.
Yeah.
Like Snuggies.
With the white feet and everything, dude.
It was kind of like that because it was like multicam and then like the shoe. I looked at it and I was like, wow, I don't like that in a full body setup. You look like a goober. Because camo, like multicam, you're like, dude, like you get decked out, like, you only look cooler the more pieces you add.
Yeah. I look cool with the plate carrier. Let me get the helmet.
Let me get the
exactly.
That
looks cool too. Let me get some pants.
Yeah, let me get the pants on. So Misfit says, outdoors, the axles have been great. Proper ear tips have helped. And you're right about the cheek weld. I noticed it most shooting prone.
Makes sense.
So big one though, and this is where Joe and I differ a little bit, and I spent a lot of time shooting precision, and I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. If you're shooting prone, that cheek weld obviously here is a little bit different. Come more inline. Joe, we will disagree, but I promise you, coming inline, I think I shrunk my groups. I was shooting half MOA groups, but then I would just all of a sudden shoot like 1.5, and I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. And then I would shoot a quarter MOA group and then shoot 1.25. And when I went inline, when I say inline, I mean I want to put the cheek weld in line with my eye so it all just runs straight down. It became a game of consistency. So now it's like I can just shoot half MOA all day.
I won't even argue with you. That's body build, right? Mm-hmm. And that's also training. Just like a full Weaver stance, how it's going to be more accurate. You don't see Olympic shooters shooting with facing towards the threat, right? You don't see that because the Weaver stance is more accurate. But I learned how to shoot prone because of military. So you 45 degree out, you know, the military gives you certain parameter that you have to do, heels down, stuff like that. And that's not the most accurate. So if you're more accurate, putting it in line, go with it.
And two, big one Joe's highlighting, and the fact that probably me and him argue, we both had different ways we like to even hold the rifle. He puts his nose to his charging handle. I don't. And it's basically becomes we also have different body mechanics. Some things work for him and something works for me. And it ultimately comes down to like, well, dude, what's the most comfortable? Like, this is the most comfortable. Then run that and train it, because the training you run with it is far more important than us doing it the same. So,
yep. If you got big old shoulders, you're going to have to bring that gun more in line.
You see what Misfit said? Misfit, we're talking about where to put it in the squishy parts. He goes, I don't have squishy parts.
Oh, no.
All right.
You're one of the 120-pound soaking wet?
No, we did. So Misfit is a small guy. So so what you do, incline push-ups, put your feet up, and do 50 of those every day. You get jacked up shoulders. That's the trick.
Yeah, you get some squishy parts doing that.
Incline push-ups, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Or go my route and do nothing for 2 years, but sit on the couch and eat cheeseburger. Then you get squishy parts.
Then you get squishy bits too. Or you do incline push-ups, do like 50 a day, and when you can do them all, put your plate carrier on. And then when you can still do them, put your plates in. Keep doing that. Yeah. You'll be good. You'll get squishy bits. Sierra and Jerry said, what do you do for a living? I told you. So that's actually something, it's hard due to regulations, things like that. I don't actually share what I do exactly. I don't really even share my affiliation to who I work with or what I work for. And that's kind of just the part that's annoying about this whole thing. Joe can share, Cody can share because they have left, and those regulations no longer follow them. So unfortunately, it will be a mystery up until when it's not. And then I can show you off all my cool patches. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's just the way it got to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because that keeps the food on the table.
Yeah, and it's not a cool job. I'll tell you this right now. I don't have a job so cool that I learned any of this. I'm learning it in my yard.
Yeah.
So it's not a cool job.
He's shooting airsoft at cardboard target with googly eyes in a yard.
Yeah.
We are not popping out of swamps with MP5s. Let me tell you that right now.
No. Nobody's coming to me
with neck mics,
moving out. I probably wouldn't know how to talk on the radio. Like I have my
suppressors on everything. Like no, that's not us. That's not us.
I have my ham radio license, so I know how to speak via ham from my ham radio training. But and I could talk over our normal what we use. But if real deal tactical stuff, I'd be like, no, I'd have no idea.
Yeah,
I think that's the fun part. Like Joe and some of them had real deal training. I did not, and some of how this started was me learning and then teaching me.
Yeah, some good training.
Okay, so it says they had a bet on what he did for a living as a civilian. Well, it'll be fun to be a civilian. We'll put it that way. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
That'll
be fun.
Davey says, anything you didn't like about the 509T? Prices really come down lately. So that's why I got one. I think they're doing some sort of revision. Primary Arms was being a little bit coy about what they were doing. I'm betting we're going to see an ACSS Vulcan on the 509T. I haven't heard anything from Dimitri directly, but it seems like that's what they're alluding towards, and probably why we're seeing the price drop. I did pick up, mine was the old one. I picked it up for like $299. I saw it was on sale. I was like, why not? Talking to some other people, it's not normally that low. So, I haven't played with it. I can't answer that question. So once I do the review, I'm going to finish the K19 video, and I'm going to dig into the 509T versus the 507C. Put those two side by side on the same slide so you can see how deep they fall, how high they rise, whatever complaints we have. I have – oh, no, one of them doesn't have suppressor height sights, but they're not a big deal. We'll figure it all out, and I'll give you my pros and cons on each one. And like Misfit was talking about, we'll do some tests where we'll get some moisture on the actual optics, or I'll go throw them in some mud. I don't care.
No, Walsh needs to stand in the sprinkler.
I'll do it. I don't care.
Yeah. When I was listening to that upstairs, and when I hear that, I'm like, oh man, he's gonna be outside in a plate carrier and just have a kid turn the sprinkler on.
I'll do it. I'm good with it.
Landon, sprinkler.
I don't know what Misfit said to us. Misfit says it's a Shadow Systems. They have high customer service. I love my MR920. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what all that means.
Don't know what that is. Moving on. They're talking about Padilla's gun. Mm-hmm. It's a Shadow System. Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
So Misfit has one too. Okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
They're saying the same thing.
It looks super cool. I saw it. It looks cool.
That's awesome. So Padilla's saying he has a Shadow Systems MR920. Send to Shadow Systems themselves. Gun out a faulty trigger connector. They didn't even ask for proof of purchase. They stood by their product. Awesome. I was thinking about getting one of those. Joe gave me a little bit of grief, and then I
did.
I stuck with what
But
I had.
hey, I got to give you credit where credit due. I'd say I give you grief out of all the things I give you grief. 20% of the time, you're right.
Don't tell me that. My head will get too big, and I'll never be able to get out of this
20% of the time. Like Arrow, for everybody that doesn't know, Welsh wanted to buy all the high-end Arrow parts, and I'm like, why are you going to spend $120 on a handguard when you can go on eBay? I'm lying. I didn't say eBay, but
BCA.
when
We
you
can go
can
to BCA and get some good handguards.
Yeah, well, no, I didn't say BCA for handguards, but hey, my AR-47 runs just fine from BCA. But anyway, and I didn't understand it. He had them all sent to me. I built the gun out. I painted it for him. I almost didn't mail it to him.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I mean I'm being legit. I almost did not mail that gun. I walked into FedEx, turned around, stood in line, turned around, and walked back to my car and put it back in the trunk. And I'm like, no, if I want this gun, I'll just build my own. And I went and I shipped it to him. And now I have 4 guns with 5 gun with Arrow M4E1 upper and lowers and 3 gun with S1 handguards because they're amazing.
And see,
so I'll eat crow.
Is that Joe? Even when I usually rant and rave about something, usually he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go get it." Because like the LA Police Gear Atlas, it was like, "Walsh, that really is good." Like, bro, I'm serious. Like, it really is a good plate carrier. And I'm telling you, if you haven't looked at that Baldr S, like I know we're getting you a Baldr Mini to test out. They're gonna give a Baldr Mini to Joe to test out on that on his Hellcat test. But you definitely need a S. Like that thing is, it's good.
Yeah. But see, I didn't order the holster like you did for the Boulders. I ordered my holster for the PL Mini, so I won't be in the same boat as you where I can use my holster.
Well, HCM holsters. HCM has been wondering if anyone on the team needs some additional holsters, so we'll see what we can do. They've been amazingly awesome.
I'm still using the 1441 gear holster. That thing's amazing.
That thing's awesome too. Yeah, they're awesome too. So Misfit says he's 140 pounds soaking wet. I'm telling you, man, decline push-ups. All you gotta do, put your feet up on the couch, do push-ups until you collapse, and then do that.
You'll be all right. Do you know, Misfit? Do you know what you want to do? So reach up, feel your collarbone. Right? You don't want it sitting on your collarbone, but you don't want it vertical over that part of your shoulder. So what you actually probably want to do is cant the gun slightly to fit right into that pocket at an angle. Try that. Yeah. Let me know if it works or not.
I can point at it. Boop, 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 right here.
Yep.
And Misfit says, Walsh, can you post your Airsoft loadout? I'm looking for something to train with and LARP on the weekends. Okay, so funny story. The reason I have all of this gear is because me and Cody wanted to go do Airsoft. Now, we probably are better about thinking up hobbies than actually going to do them. So this channel was never meant to have plate carriers, battle belts. Even Joe said one time, he's like, Walsh, are we just like the gear channel? When are we going to shoot stuff? Like, yeah, dude, we probably need to refocus a little bit at some point. But everybody loves it. Like, you guys love the carriers and the belts, and I love checking them out. But so what is my loadout? It's the stuff I'm showing you. Like, if we talk about like what I legitimately, before I do it, like where's my K19? So like I use this, like this is the K19 I'm reviewing. I'll use this and check it out, and I'll go running in it. I'll work out in it. And that's kind of what I do preemptive to my review. So when you say like, hey, Walsh did these 3 tests and that, this, that, and the other, like, yeah, that's what I'm showing you. But I've also been using that carrier for weeks and weeks on end.
Yeah.
If you want.
The amount of time that you put into that stuff is mind-blowing to me. So anybody watching, do me a favor. Get your plate carrier that you've set up perfect for you and have been wearing around and make it fit your wife.
Oh, my God.
Then make it fit you again.
Oh, right? My God.
Like, you're doing that so many times. I watch, though, and I'm like, well, you're a better person than me.
It's important to see because you want to see different size frames. Obviously, you and I are we're reasonably same frames. But, you know, like Misfit, he's talking about how he's a significantly different frame than ours. So it's not, I want people to be able to see like how big it can scale up and scale down.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a huge pain in the ass.
I didn't even talk to you about that plate carrier. I watched your video of the LA Police Secure plate carrier, and I said I'm buying one. And then the government was dumb enough to send me a check for $1,300. So I bought
And
a
you got
sword
one.
and a plate carrier.
Sword.
Yeah, I bought a katana and a plate carrier. But like Padilla was asking me about plate carrier, and I'm like, bro, go onto our channel, watch the reviews. He likes Warrior Poet Society. He more along the mainstream stuff like you used to be, right? The name brand stuff, the stuff that sticks out and everybody talks about. And he watched that. Padilla, a smaller frame guy, kind of like Misfit, you know. And he watched that and he's like, dude, this looks perfect. And he bought one.
It's like $80. Like,
Yeah.
what the heck? And
yeah, you can't go wrong.
so the Aglite K19, I'm not gonna lie to you, it is absolutely on the top of my list, but it's $290. You know, it's a jump in price. Now I'm gonna tell you, Joe, and you're gonna hate this. It is worth it. Some of the other ones that are that expensive, I have a hard time saying they're worth it. Yeah. This does some amazing things that I'll show you. It's so good.
I don't disagree with it. If you're going to use it all the time, I don't disagree with it. Do you know where my plate carrier is? It's upstairs in my room. Do you know where it sits? Right there. That's the end of, you know, normal civilization. I need to grab that and go. If you're going to leave it in the trunk of your car, we're going to get beat up and get all smelly and stuff. Don't spend that kind of money.
No.
If you want to have 5 of them for your entire family to load out,
oh yeah,
and I mean, if you have the money, then spend it, of course. Yeah. But I don't have that kind of money, so
and most people don't like most people don't work out in their carriers. They don't train their carriers. I'm using these carriers and I'm having to wear them for hours on end in the video. So yeah, it makes more. I'm able to see the difference between them over hours and hours. Where most people, you're saving it for that one day that never actually happens.
Right. And we've all seen the movie where the end of the world's happening and that guy that used to be in the military, you know, a reservist or whatever, shows up and he's like, yeah, I'm ready to go. And he's way overweight and a big old gut and just has like, you know, Vietnam era stuff on him. That's me. So I only need an LA Police Gear plate carrier for that.
Yeah. But to answer your question, Misfit, what do I run in my Airsoft loadout? I think of Airsoft as a way to train alternatively to whatever I'm going to learn. So I run my same placards. I try to run the same plate carrier. I'll run my same radio setup. I'll run it exactly the same. Even my pistol that I use for Airsoft is a P320, which would be the same as I would have in my real life setup. It's exactly identical pistol to that. And then even my Airsoft rifle is I forget, ECS something or other. Super fancy also. It's exactly the same as a full real steel AR-15. So it doesn't have all the controls. Some of it's wonky, but it's as close as I could get. And I even run some of the same forward grips. Like I try to run it almost identical. So if I'm running the Airsoft setup, it's the same as I'm running. I think I even have a 503G loaded on my the top of the Airsoft. So I try to run the same things because I'm just trying to mimic them. Obviously, it's not the same. Don't think to yourself like, oh, I did Airsoft, so I could be good in combat. No, that's not the same at all. But a lot of it is muscle memory. So I have all this muscle memory and all this stuff. Like Joe told me, he's like, hey, Walsh, you want to get good with your stuff? When you're sitting there on your TV, be reloading your pistol, be reloading your rifle, be doing weapon manipulations. Just get used to that. So then you have
with a safe and unloaded firearm.
Well, of course, it's a given. It's a given.
Yeah.
But so same.
I just want to make sure.
Just the same with using stuff with Airsoft. When you go to reload magazines out of a placard, so even doing Airsoft,
because here's the deal.
You're building it.
Here's the deal. Everybody go into the range, right? And you stand there, very dynamic, and you're standing up and you're reloading every time. That's not going to be the case.
Don't do that.
What happened when you're on the ground? Now what?
Mm-hmm.
Where's all your mags? Oh, you have a placard on the front of your plate carrier?
Can you get to them?
Yeah. Guess where your mags are? They're underneath your belly. Good luck with it.
Yeah. Can you get to them?
Yeah.
So we'll do these last few questions, and Joe, we'll wrap it up. Sierra and Jerry says, my girl got the LA Police carrier when I got my LV 119.
How did she like it?
Yeah. If I had to compare those two, I would give the money to the LA Police gear, even though it's an eighth of the cost. I really like the LA Police gear carrier. My LV 119, I have no issues with getting rid of. Like, I have no love lost. It's like the customer experience was so bad, dealing with all that for a month or two. Like, Joe was watching me having to buy pieces all over the place. Oh, hey, a piece came in. Hey, guys, this came up. Joe, is this your buddy Dan Sheridan?
Yeah.
Oh, what a civilian.
Yeah. What's up, buddy? Not technically a civilian yet. I'm on leave. But
yeah, who are you talking to? Talking to the rest of the people in here, maybe. Okay, so we'll talk about this last comment from Sierra in Jersey, then we'll wrap up what we got going on, and then we'll say that we love you guys. Sierra in Jersey says, we're checking out the new RMA multi-curve level 4s. So I love multi-curve. If you haven't done any multi-curve plate carriers, they also have the new HESCO 401s you can buy in multi-curve. They're a good bit more expensive. They're probably about $180. But I really do like how the multi-curve comes closer to the chest, particularly at the top, and that makes your shoulder straps not stick out so far. And then you can get a better, you can seat your rifle better. I just found the multi-curve to be significantly more comfortable. You're probably going to pay an extra 30% though. So again, we get in that same conversation of how often are you going to be in them? If you're going to be in them to the point where you can tell the difference, they're probably worth it. If you aren't, if you can't physically tell the difference between the two, don't buy them. Don't waste the money. Like, just because it's more expensive does not mean it's always better. I know that's a hard marketing concept that was kind of been drilled into us. That's the truth. That's the most expensive, so it's the best. Like the Vortex Razor 1x10 that you see everyone using. That's not a good optic to use on like a 12-inch rifle. That's not a good optic for 90% of the not a good optic for 90% of the applications I see that optic on. It doesn't make any sense. Just because it's the most expensive doesn't mean it fits that mission well. So
right. I'm a car guy. So for all my car guys out there, a Porsche GT3 not the RS, a GT3 going around the Nürburgring. That's a $250,000 car, right? It did it in I don't know, just over 7 minutes, something like that. The Camaro ZL1 1LE that cost $73,000 did it in 7/16. It all depends on what you want. If you want a Porsche, go buy a Porsche. But if you want something that can do the exact same thing for cheaper, then look elsewhere.
Yeah. And ultimately get what you like. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, if you have the money, then and that's where you want to spend it, that's your hobby, then spend it. We're not telling you not to. I have too many hobbies.
Yeah, they're like 180 a plate, but they're heavy as hell. Yeah, don't get the RMA multi-curves. Those are like 8.5 pounds. The HESCO 401s are at least 7.5 at the same cost. Don't get the RMAs. I know which one you're talking about. Those level 4s are really heavy. Those are beyond a level that I would consider acceptable. And I work out in my stuff, and I would not. Mm-mm.
Yeah, and I'm sorry to keep harping on it, but if anybody budget minded out there, the LA police gear plates were $90-something, and they're 6 pounds, and they're ceramic.
Yeah, they're just not
level
multi-curve.
4s. Yeah.
I wish I could get with Mark. I probably could talk to him about doing some multi-curve, seeing that's getting so popular. Okay, so let's wrap it up though. Just share what I'm working on. I kind of been talking about it all video. Aglight K19. I'm gonna go do some recording. I'm actually doing some recording this weekend. I have all the stuff I want to talk about done, all my tests done. Love that carrier. It's gonna be killing the list. If you're thinking about the Aglight K19, it is a thumbs up from me. Maybe we can even get them to come on this chat. I don't know. We'll see. As I said, I'm going to show you. They had a previous version 1, and then there's a new version. I have both, so I'll be able to show you them both side by side. And if you have a version 1, like what you can do to make it so it has the same functionality as the version 2. So I'll show you all of that. And I was showing them, Joe, that the staccato. Don't just show me the staccato.
I don't even want to talk to you about that gun.
Why? What are you angry about?
I'm not angry. I'm super jealous.
I did tell Joe, I was like, we were talking one day, and he's like, man, I want to check that thing out. I was like, you know what? It wouldn't be horrible if I just had to drive out to Colorado just to shoot it together.
Right. Yep. And then I'm going to go, oh, let me shoot that gun, and then I'm going to run really fast.
Run away.
Really
I think
fast.
I'm still faster, thankfully. I think I'm maybe a little bit faster.
I don't know. Maybe not in a straight line. I did sprints the other day, and I went 15 miles an hour on one of my sprints. 15. That's good for me, 200 pounds.
Yeah, I'm not a sprinter, I'll say that.
Yeah.
And then, guys, so
and I have your guns, so you can't shoot me.
And HCM Holsters is actually working on doing a really cool holster for me. So, Harry, yes, they are very pricey. I'm hoping it's going to be worth it. Full disclosure, they do have a Heroes program. So I've been working with the Heroes program and through their marketing departments so full disclosure, not going to lie to you, they are sending us to some pistols to try out with a significant discount. So we're not paying for it. We're not getting anything for free, but they're helping us out, and we're getting to try out some cool stuff from them.
You said pistol. Are we talking pistol or holsters?
Staccato. Sorry, I went back to Staccato. Said that he was talking about the price. HCM Holsters, they're being awesome too. They're helping me set everything up. And LA Police Gear was nice enough to hook up that Staccato P with a TLR 9 light that we're going to be adding to it too. So love LA Police Gear. They do so much cool stuff. So love them a lot.
Everybody have to have that one gun that's expensive. Everybody has to. Yeah. And you'll get there someday if you don't have one. Yeah. I've put probably 100 rounds through my Colt 1911. Yeah. But that's my gun. Yep. And
that's I think that's what I'm gonna love about the why I love the P320, because it's like expensively cheap. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's got a fancy slide and a fancy barrel, but ultimately it's just a P320. If something breaks, I can just replace it, and I'll just throw it around and dump it in the dirt. I don't care. Like, I don't clean it. I don't do anything
Legos.
with it.
Nope.
It just, I don't care. Legos. And it's like, okay, cool, awesome, and I use it for everything because I'm not afraid to break it. Where with the Staccato,
and we painted them all beat up looking.
Yeah.
For that exact reason.
It's more beat up, like perfect, whatever.
Perfect. Looks beautiful.
Okay, and then I am going to work on the optic, I think, after that. And then I'm going to work on your headset. So yeah, it's some of the stuff we do as things go are kind of in flux. And then we'll have some cool stuff come out for you guys. Big one though. The Olight sale is still going on. If you want to buy stuff, please use our link. Go over to the Olight, buy some stuff. I just noticed the Odin was on sale. I didn't even realize the Odin was on sale.
Is the Odin Mini on sale?
The Odin Mini's on sale, yeah.
Man.
That is a super good pick for a weapon light.
It's sitting right there.
Yeah, and then the Baldr S, I think it's like $80 right now. I think it's normally $130 or $140. It's a stupid amount you can save. I hate having to hunt those flash sales. Like I'll say to Joe, like, I'm going to get one once they go on sale, and then we'll wait like 4 months for a stupid flash sale to come up when it has the one we want. So it's right now. Use our link. It helps out the channel. We get more cool stuff, and so we can give you more cool stuff. And that's all I got.
The one that got shot still sitting right there is still working.
That's all.
Just for an update.
It's still got.
I have 2 video that I have to get out now.
What do you got?
I'll have the Olight stuff to see if they're actually going to fit on the Hellcat, and then I have the revisitation of the Ride-On Tactic.
Oh yeah.
Because I'll have my slide, and then I still owe you guys shooting the LA Police Gear plates, and I still owe you guys can I accurately engage a target at 1,000 yards in an AR-15 platform with 6mm arc. I will get to that eventually. I have no idea when.
It's still happening. Yeah. So it's coming. We got all kinds of cool stuff for you. And then Jason's working some videos too. He's just been really busy and has some other stuff going on. So hopefully we can get some drops from him soon too.
Please be patient, guys. This isn't that we do this on the side and life happens. We all have family. We all have kids. Life happens. So be patient with it, but we'll get it to you.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks everybody. And we'll catch up with you again next week. Thanks for coming out to our live chat. Later, everyone.